Good morning folks, we're taking a flight this morning which I'll admit for the most part should be pretty routine, but the landing, well that could be one of two things. Impressive if we're sitting on the correct side of the plane, and frustrating if we're not, because we're off to Gibraltar and it's tiny wee airport nestled between the border to Spain and that big chunk of monolithic limestone that makes up most of this British overseas territory. Now it's the first time I've flown in here, so let's say my roll of the dice has put me in a seat with a view. But I just bet I'll be on the wrong side of the plane, I just know it.
Very short, give me a safety demonstration, and we do ask you to give that your full attention. About the flight out, let's speak to get the crew to update the arrival time and the weather, but for now, leave it to enjoy the flight. Thank you.
Salvavidas y la posición que deberán adoptar si oyen las palabras brace, brace.
We will shortly be landing into Gibraltar, so please ensure your baggage and all personal belongings, including laptops, are safely stored. Please do not miss the stowed cabins down, window blinds open and your seatbelts fastened, ready for landing.
Welcome to Gibraltar, where the local time is just approaching 11:20. Your electronic devices may now be used if they are within reach for calls, messaging and internet access.
Crew, please endorse arrival.
Thanks very much. See you later. So welcome to Gibraltar Airport. You'll see from my footage that at the very last moment I had to hop across to the left hand side of the aircraft so we'd get a nice view of the rock coming in. I hope I managed to capture it okay and that you enjoyed the landing, but that just shows initially I was right. I was on the wrong side. There's some big queues of traffic here coming into Gibraltar. Now they're through security already, but what they're doing is waiting for the runway to clear because they have to go over the runway to get into Gibraltar. And I think that's the aircraft leaving now. Aye, there we go. Now when we arrived I was quite surprised. There was passport control. We had to show the passport and they had one question. Are you staying in Gibraltar or are you going over to Spain? Now I said I'm staying in Gibraltar because I'm going to be here for the next few hours. We'll go for a nice walk. But later on this evening I'll be checking into a room on the Spanish side and I'll explain a wee bit later on why we're doing that. So here we are walking across the very runway that we touched down on less than 45 minutes ago. Tell you what, it's a noisy, busy place. Oh no, I feel like I'm losing my voice already. I've had to shout so much, it was so busy back there. But it's not going to be like that all day. That's just because there were a number of arrivals and departures at the airport, and just across the runway took over half an hour. So that built up some pretty hefty tailbacks. Now if I can show you just one thing today, I want that to be the Mediterranean steps. And to get there I need to go to the very far end of the peninsula and go quite up high as well, and in this heat it could be quite a challenge. So I just want to drop off this heavy bag first, and that's why I'm down at the marina looking for the left luggage. See this big ship here? I don't think that moves, I think that's a hotel. And that's the reason that I'm not staying in Gibraltar. The hotels over here are so expensive. I booked this pretty much last minute, but they were talking about £150, £200 a night for accommodation, whereas across in La Linea in Spain I've got a room for about 25 quid, so that's where we're going tonight. Right, I was hunting about for a left luggage place, so I went into tourist information and they've just given me the unfortunate news that there isn't anywhere to leave my bag in Gibraltar, which seems a bit crazy, but that just means that we're going to have to do this the hard way. The bag's coming with me, and you can probably tell by my shirt, it's hot. It's so funny walking through the main streets here and seeing all the British brands. In fact, I've got M&S just on my left there. And I guess that's a quirk of Gibraltar, and it's really just like any other British town, but town centres are not for me, so I'm going to head for the hills. I don't know what I'm looking for, but I do know it's uphill. It's always uphill. But there we go, nature reserve. That looks right. So much construction going on here at the moment. I tell you what guys, if you watch these videos to see me suffer, you've picked a good one. Oh man. I guess we can call this a warm-up for the Mediterranean steps, because they're going to be a lot worse than this. You just have to walk for 10 minutes and the feel of this town is so different. Down in the town centre, it's England. Up here in the hills, it's Spain. Wild chickens. But what I really need up here is a wee shop, because I haven't stocked up on water yet. And someone you may know will be very angry at me about that. Something Gibraltar is seriously lacking is good signage. On this sign behind me, I'm pretty sure this is the way to go, but there's no mention of the Mediterranean steps. I mean, I checked online, that was the #1 thing to do in Gibraltar, and it's not on the signs. Right folks, just something to bear in mind if you are going to be stubborn like me and try and walk to the start line of the Mediterranean steps. I remember that's just to the start. Just bear in mind, this is a really tough climb in itself. There's no pavements, there's no shops, there's construction everywhere. The signage is really poor. Wow, am I going to be able to do this? Oh no, don't tell me. Pedestrian access to the nature reserve Upper Rock will only be allowed through Moorish Castle entrance, Devil's Gap footpath from town and Windmill Hill. Have I come all this way for nothing? I'm so sorry folks. I'll try to get there another way, but I'm going to admit it, I'm absolutely gutted. It's just because there's so much construction here. I think that's why it's closed. And sorry to keep moaning about this, but I've come all the way down the hill and there's this sign saying this is the way to the nature reserve. Makes you walk all the way up there, but it doesn't even tell you here that it's closed. It said it's open. As I walk back down the hill through these awfully nice wee gardens, I'm thinking that maybe I could get the cable car because the station's just there. And there's, I don't know if it's a cable car or a gondola, but it takes you up to the top of the rock. That might be an alternative option. Might even be able to get some water there. This might work out okay.
Ja, dat is verstandig. We gaan ademen, dat is ook goed. Nee, wacht even.
Durf dat niet. Nee, doe het niet. Doe het niet.
Vooruitzicht. Oké, kom eens. Neem ze mee, ze willen wat zien. Hier, voel het af. Ja, dat is goed, dat was zo'n man.
Tickets ready, please.
Thank you. Well, there we go, 18 quid for the cable car. I didn't really want to take it, but my hands were tied. I think it was the only way I was going to get up to the top of the rock today with my limited time. Hey, pal. I'm actually a bit freaked out with these monkeys, especially when they've got kids with them. They can be quite unpredictable. Well, the views from up here are really nice, but I do feel like a bit of a tourist sellout bringing you up here, because the one bit of Gibraltar that I really like are the trails, and they're over that way. But I just don't have the time or the ability to get there today. I'm not even sure if they're open without taking a really long detour. So this is going to have to be it, folks. Although today has been a wee bit of a fail, I just have to sometimes accept that these things happen when you travel. But what we can see here beyond the rock is the Spanish town of La Línea. That's where we'll be staying tonight. And then tomorrow I'll take a bus around the coast to the port town of Algeciras over there behind us. And from there we'll take a catamaran over to a Spanish overseas territory. So we'll be going from a British overseas territory today to a Spanish one tomorrow. And here's hoping we'll have a wee bit more luck than today. Let's catch that cable car back down. See you later, guys. Well, today's been such a disaster, it's sapped all my energy and I'm almost ready just to quit Gibraltar and walk over that border into Spain. But what I'll do is I'll head into town, regroup a bit, find something to eat, and if I'm feeling a wee bit better later on, we can maybe go for a wee wander. But today is never going to be the day that it was supposed to be. I'm so sorry about that. Right, food still didn't happen, so I've jumped in a bus. I knew I didn't have energy to walk anywhere, so we're off to Europa Point. I don't know what's at Europa Point, if anything, but we'll soon find out. So we'll have a wee mooch around here, have a look at the ships and the lighthouse, then we'll jump back on that bus into Gibraltar town. We'll try and cross the border into Spain if they'll let me in. We'll grab a big bag of Lays, some Cinco Estrellas, and we'll put this day firmly behind us. Oh, I do love a wee lighthouse, especially stripy ones. Well, that's me leaving Gibraltar now. The rock has well and truly broken me today, but I'll be back in a couple of days for a flight to Gatwick. In the meantime, thanks for watching this awful video, and I'll see you soon. Bye bye. Goodbye, green men. Here's the border, I can see Spain, the delights of La Línea. That's a stretch. Better get my passport ready. The only good thing about travel after Brexit, stamps in the passport. Right, let's have a look at today's wee funky apartment. We have got a full kitchen, a fridge with 1 root beer, Yes, I bought the root beer. We've got the bedroom with this little step, which has almost killed me already. Look at that, not much headroom there. Got the table that I'm already making a mess. Got our living space here, a wee desk. Look at this. Look at the view. That's right, Burger King. And there's a cat over there. Meow. And finally, we have our own bathroom. I think that's all right for one night, isn't it? As long as I don't trip over the step or bang my head.
I rode my body up the mountain to a place where I can sit my rocking chair. I rode my body up the mountain, and I'm never going back again, I swear. To a place where I can sit in my rocking chair. I rode my buddy up the mountain, and I'm never going back again, I